working?
Yeah, just a tad.
And what are you doing?
I just fill in the water tanks.
So how long do you have it without filling the tanks?
10 minutes just to wash the salt off and then...
Oh, wow!
Oh, it's raining.
Oh la la!
Cats and dogs. That's our system for filling tanks. We've got a bung in there and then the deck filler's just there. Piece of cake.
In the galley again.
Yeah.
What are you making today?
I'm making a loaf, a traditional sort of loaf. It takes about 4 hours of rising. You sort of fold it during the rising process a couple of times, twice, so you get a third fold. But I'm making it with a bit of wholemeal. What's this stuff again?
I don't know. It was just like bits that
lumpy
go in,
bits.
You
Bread with lumpy
in a
bits.
loaf.
About 25% lumpy bits. I'm just proving the yeast, because this yeast has proved to be very, very good yeast. So I always let that do its thing for about 15 minutes. I'm going to also put some sugar in there.
And then it gets really excited.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
I need to leave more headroom?
Yeah.
I'll put a little bit of sugar in.
If it gets extremely excited, you definitely will need more room
So
than
I'll
that.
just put half. So that's my yeast, so I put that aside. Then, just a standard bread recipe, nothing different to normal, apart from a bit of lumpy bits. 1 tablespoon per loaf, so I'm going to pop in a tablespoon of this in my loaf. But I'll put the flour in first, and that's just the usual amount. Flour, which
being
is
roughly
a full one of these.
So that's a kilo, give or take.
Yeah, that much. And then I don't know why, but I always sift it in.
Oh, you do?
Just looks good. Just looks like you know what you're doing when people walk on board and they go, oh, you're sifting flour. Yeah, that's what you normally do. I don't know why, but this is what people do. Makes the flour look pretty and turns the lumps into smaller lumps. We're still anchored here on Raroia, on an atoll. It's blowing its heart out there, and we registered on our wind instrument that rarely works. It registered 30 odd earlier, so it's windy. But the biggest wave, about that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fiddler.
They're tiny, and they've got little white caps on them, so they look really cool. But it's the first non-rolly anchorage we've had since we left La Paz, because the Marquesas is renowned for rolly anchorages. That's a tablespoon, I think. Yeah. So a tablespoon and a half put in. No one's telling me what to do. So yeah, this is not rolly at all. It's beautiful. Because of the strong winds, we're sort of sailing along on the anchor a little bit. But I saw when she did this and it looked really cool. But I can't remember. She just put it over like that, the Mexican lady, and she. Oh yeah, look at this. Saves tying a knot in it, because knots are sometimes impossible to get out. And because we don't like little insects in our flour, we double bag all our grains, flours and things like that. So the little buggers have to get through 2 layers of plastic. So we'll put that in there. We'll add a bit more sugar in. I don't like a sweet loaf, but we do like to get the yeast working properly and get lots of bubble aeration. And then we also add in the thing I hate even more, which is salt. But every single recipe says you need salt. I don't know why. There must be bread that you don't need salt for. But being tropical, the old salt thing gets blocked up. I know, I can put rice in with that, but then you end up with rice when you take the lid off, which is what I'm about to do. I'm getting annoyed by trying to shake that out. Does the lid come off this way?
Yeah, all the time.
There we go. Proper amount of salt. Now they say put the salt to one side in your flour so that when you add the yeast it doesn't... Whoa, it's starting to get excited.
Is it?
Excited yeast. Look at that. Like a good stout.
Yeah, I told you.
Wow, I've never done that before.
Oh my goodness, really?
Look at it.
You've got to give it food to go.
Wow. And you can't be... That's right, you can't... I've read in the books
Don't
you
touch
can't...
it, basically.
Don't bash it around like I just did.
No, you're supposed to just leave it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're not supposed to.
I thought I was making Milo. Anyway, so that's all that goes into bread. How easy is bread? I mean, everyone says bread's complicated to make. It's not the making of the bread that's complicated. It's the getting the guts to make it. As you can see, I've got lots of guts. So now that we've done that part of it, we make a bit of a well, and we put in this bit, being gentle with it. And we want a fairly wet mix. We want it like not dry, but not runny. So we just turn this in, and you'll notice, like any batter or dough mix or anything that you're making, you get to that point. And adding now tiniest amount of water makes a big difference. So, but I know this takes 1.5 cups to get the right consistency. So here we have 1 and just under 1/4. And it's already starting to get wet. Now, if I had the old Kenwood here with the dough hook, we'd pop it in there and turn it on. And it makes the nicest dough with the old Kenwood. But we don't use much electricity on board. So another 1/4 cup and that'll be wet. So we now transform it from this sticky dough to a sort of soupy pastry. Sorry, get away fly. To not pastry, a soupy pancake looking sort of mix. Now if you were making bread, you'd think that that's way too wet, wouldn't you, Wendy?
I would.
But you will be amazed at what is about to happen. Now we just leave that to do its thing for a little while, and it becomes less wet, drier even, and then we'll knead it, which is step 2. So that's how you want it, sort of like that. You would never think that that was bread dough in a million years. But it might be a little bit on the wet side this time. So I'm just going to add, well, what you should never do when you're making bread, add the flour after you've started mixing. So I'm just going to mix this tiny bit in, because I've only just started mixing, to get it back to pancake type, not pancake but pie-clep type consistency, because pancakes are quite runny to get nice thin pancakes, but pie-cleps are a bit thicker, so they hold together. Or what Americans call pie-cleps?
Hotcakes?
Hotcakes. Yeah, we have hotcakes, but they're not full of sugar in Australia generally. Look at that, that's better. That's like a good pie-clep mix, isn't it?
Beautiful, darling.
That is a good pie-clep mix, or hotcake mix. So I'm just going to let that sit now and get more. See, it's starting to get elasticy, but it's not heavy. It's not heavy enough to fold yet. So there we go. I'm not going to put the top on that because I want it to not retain all its moisture. So it's just going to sit there and do its stuff now.
It's been about, what, half an hour?
Yeah.
It's looking good. So over to you, Magnus.
So now we just, still very, very light dough, as you can see. I'm just knocking it back down, taking a bit of the air out before we start to knead. And it's developed beautifully, it's nice and elastic. So all the little glutens and little things in there have done all their business. This is the fold, right? It's getting the fold. So now wait another hour before kneading.
The galley's moved outside.
Yeah, Wendy's busy with the galley, so I'm just doing the final knead out here.
That's beautiful.
As you can see, it's not runny anymore.
So how many times did you stir it before?
4. Folded it in 4 times. I was only supposed to do 3, but I needed some more time. All this bread, it feels incredible.
Looks amazing. You can see how elastic it is.
It's still really wet.
So does it rise again after this?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
2 risings. We let it rise, knock it down, form it into a loaf tin, and then we let it rise and then we bake it. So it rained a bit last night, the dinghy got a bit full. So I've just come into shore here. That's how much beach there is. No shortage of coconuts. Just come into beach to empty the dinghy out. Beautiful spot.
How's it going?
Oh, good. It's done its first rising. So now we're just knocking the air out of it in a rough way, which we shouldn't do. And we're going to pop it in here and make a loaf of bread. Let that rise again for an hour. I want a sort of artisan looking top to it, so we won't get too fancy. There we go. Voila, but to let that rise, put it in the proofing oven next to Izzy.
What are you up to now while your bread is rising?
All that tin goods have been in the port aft cabin and it's really hard to get to, and there's nowhere to put all the cushions when it's raining, so I came up with an ingenious idea to build. This area isn't used much, it's just used as a little drop zone. So I thought, why not build an ingenious little shelf system out of some crates? So I have. And it's working out well.
So you just cut away the bits of mesh you don't want.
Yeah,
and
so
cable tie here and there to hold it all together.
well, cable tie top to bottom. So now I'm going to cut a little part of this one out, so that when you can get a hand in there to pull the bits and pieces out. But you can't really.
Can you get it over the top?
Oh, you can. Well, we'll leave it all together because that gives it more strength.
Yeah, okay. Love it, because you can see what you've got. So all the cans are labelled so that I can see from any which way what they are. Ah, that's sweet.
Good as gold. Nothing's going to fall out, just the sewing box is going to go sliding, but we'll find a new home for that. Pattern should I put in? Cross?
Yes.
I'll make it into little wedgie. Australian flag, there we go. Well, the Union Jack. It's a British loaf. The best of British to this loaf. Tally ho, pip pip, off we go, chappies. Shall we stick it in? One of Wendy's beautiful cakes. There we go. Pop them in there for 30 minutes at 180 to 190. Bob's your auntie. Going in. Oh, your cake's ready, but my bread's not. Just stick it in?
Yeah, in the middle. And if it comes out gooey, it's not ready. If it comes out dry,
No
it's
goo
ready.
at all.
That's perfect then.
Dunno. Looks good to me. Doesn't it look good to you?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oops. So just going to turn it out onto the tray now with the old Ericsson twist. It
Yeah.
sounds like bread.
It does.
There we go. Got bread for a few days, and we got cake tonight.
Banana cake.
Banana cake. I forgot to brush the top to make it all go gold. Union Jack bread. See?
Yeah.
Wendy, your first ever atoll. How do you feel?
I feel like
Look at yours. It's got sunscreen.
Oh,
You should have said,
yay.
is it rubbed in yet?
Can you see it?
Yes.
When we were leaving, I said to Magnus, feels like we're in a movie, just shooting along. And,
Oh, that view there with the this gets a bit more mundane. No, this is where it comes through.
oh, look at that little creek. Not a creek. Is that one side to the other?
Yeah.
Wow. It's not very wide.
No.
There's little bommies everywhere, and the water is like an aqua. It's gorgeous.
And that plastic there is from Pearl Farms.
It's pretty perfect.
Oh, there must have been some sort of building on the shore there. All that tin.
Yeah. But it's a weird feeling to think that only a few meters
Yeah, hold
over
that
that
thought.
way, it drops off to 1,000 meters of deep ocean.
Just going for a bit of a spin around the motu here. The wind's died down a bit, down to 20 odd knots. So we thought we might go check it out a bit. And these have got a name, these little inlets that go right through, but I can't remember what they're called. Oh, that one doesn't go right through, does it? They look just about man-made, don't they?
Look at the ocean the other side.
Yeah.
It's
It's pretty beautiful.
It is, and there's only 5 boats here altogether.
Yeah, it's 5 of us in this whole atoll. We just came up this little break in the motu and the reef right to the other side. So that's the Pacific there. Next stop is the next atoll, I suppose, and the next mainland that direction would be South America. Yeah, somewhere on the Chile coast.
What have you found? Woo! It's a hermit crab. Very big one.
And he's got big pincers.
Has he?
Yeah. Hold on.
No, I'm not stupid.
Don't play possum. Oh, the water is so warm.
Woken up to a beautiful day. The atoll. Still pretty windy out there.
Wow, look at that.
Here's the bread. Gonna have that for breakfast. That came out really well.
And we even have our own brown paper bags to put bread in. Looks like a whale jawbone. It's massive. That's how big it is. Wendy's next to it. Good feed of crabs there. David Attenborough eat your heart out.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They take ages to get a shot. So Wendy has finally finished This is the reveal. Da, 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 da. I can't even open the cupboard. I've varnished the cupboard. There we go. There.
Hi.
Look. Look what Wendy's made. Yeah.
I don't think we've shown you the
Little
wall.
cushions there. Look how good does that look. Look at our coconuts down there.
Yeah.
So how's that for a nutshell transformation? I did the 18th layer of varnish yesterday.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, oops, can't see there. The varnish is pretty glossy. See, what do you reckon, Wen?
Cool, it was fantastic when we came across the Pacific. So comfortable.
Yeah.
You can see we used that side.
Yeah, it's a bit more used than the other
It's
side.
loved.
So now we've got the matching cushions.
Yeah.
Voila. Look at that.
We use the little squares when we don't want to get everything out or when the weather's not quite right for getting it all out. So these are fantastic. You just throw it down and
Little seat.
you've got a little comfy seat. So really pleased with it.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's changed our lives, changed our destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's lovely. Very grown up.
Yeah, it's a grown-up boat now.
Yeah.
Just got to finish the steering wheel. You can see that I haven't varnished that yet. And then we're going to polish the compass back to brass.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're getting there. She's come a long way, the old nutty, hasn't she?
Yep.
Yeah.
Water's really clear today too because the breeze has dropped a bit. Quite heavy bush here. Whoa, but at least there aren't any snakes.
No, I know.
And I don't think there are any spiders. Oh wow! Is that a crab? Is he swimming or what? He was walking very fast. He's huge. Oh my goodness, they're massive. Oh, they're scary. Look at the crabs, everybody. You're very brave picking one of those monsters up.
We've all got into hiding.
Yeah, we'll just grab a shell. They'll be inside, I guess.
Look at that crab.
Oh, I didn't realise it's so big.
They're pretty big.
I thought the other ones were big.
Look here.
Find one? Ah! Look at him go!
Oh, there's heaps here.
Ah, spooky! Oh. But they're not in shells, they're just regular crabs. Oh my god, look at their eyes sticking out.
Watch where you step.
So no spiders, no snakes, just pincers. Look at this guy. He's got everything going on.
Right.
Ah! Don't do that.
You scared him more than he scared you.
That's a big one.
Go, little mate. There you go.
Yeah. Mavi's going to have a fly. There she goes. This canopy. Found an old building. Another building.
Not all going back in yet. What's one there?
Ah!